My name is Robert, and I am part of a team of historians. Our latest assignment took us deep into the heart of an Eastern European forest, where we had received reports of an old military bunker recently unearthed by a landslide. The bunker was believed to date back to World War II, and our mission was to uncover and document any historical artifacts within. Our team consisted of Dr. Jonathan Harris, the lead historian, Anna, an archaeologist, Mark, our tech expert, Claire, a linguist, and myself, a military history enthusiast. We arrived at the site early one morning, the fog thick and the air cold. The entrance to the bunker was partially buried under earth and foliage, but we managed to clear it away and pry open the heavy, rusted door. As we stepped inside, the stale air hit us, and our flashlights revealed a narrow hallway lined with old, rusting equipment. The walls were adorned with faded propaganda posters, and the floor was littered with scraps of paper and broken machinery. It was as if the place had been abandoned in haste. "Unbelievable," Dr. Harris muttered, his voice echoing in the confined space. "This place is a time capsule?" We moved deeper into the bunker, documenting everything as we went. The further we ventured, the more unsettling the atmosphere became. The narrow hallways seemed to close in on us, and an inexplicable sense of dread began to build. In one of the rooms, we found an old journal. Anna carefully opened it, and we gathered around as she read the entries aloud. The journal belonged to a German officer stationed at the bunker. The initial entries were mundane, detailing daily routines and operations. However, as we neared the final entries, the tone shifted dramatically. "March 15, 1944, Anna read, her voice trembling. "We have been ordered to conduct experiments. Something about harnessing the supernatural." The next entry was even more disturbing. "March 22, 1944. We should not have opened that door. Strange things are happening. Men are disappearing. We hear whispers in the dark." Suddenly, the lights flickered and went out, plunging us into darkness. Our flashlights flickered on, their beams cutting through the thick blackness. From somewhere deeper within the bunker, we heard a low, guttural growl. "What was that?" Claire whispered, her voice barely audible over the pounding of my heart. "Let's move," Dr. Harris said, trying to sound authoritative but failing to mask his fear. We pressed on, the narrow hallways now feeling like a labyrinth. The growl echoed again, closer this time. We found another room, this one filled with old medical equipment and operating tables. The sight was unsettling, and it was clear that whatever experiments had taken place here were not humane. "This place is a nightmare," Anna said, her voice shaking. We heard the growl again, this time accompanied by the sound of footsteps. Our flashlights flickered, and in the brief moments of darkness, I saw something move at the edge of the light, a shadowy figure, hunched over, with eyes that glowed faintly. "We need to get out of here," Mark said, his voice quivering. We turned to leave, but the way back seemed longer than it should have. The walls felt like they were closing in, and the air grew colder with each step. We could hear footsteps behind us, but whenever we turned around, there was nothing there. When we finally reached the entrance, we found the heavy metal door shut tight. No matter how hard we pulled, it wouldn't budge. Panic set in as we realized we were trapped. "Calm down," Dr. Harris said, trying to keep us focused. "There has to be another way out." We decided to explore further into the bunker, hoping to find another exit. The deeper we went, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. The walls were covered in strange symbols and drawings, and the air was thick with a metallic smell. We found another journal, this one written by a scientist involved in the experiments. The final entry was chilling. April 3, 1944. "We have unleashed something beyond our understanding. It is not just a creature, it is a harbinger. We have summoned it, and now it is free." As we read those words, the growling grew louder. The creature was back, and it was not alone. The shadows seemed to come alive, shapes moving in the darkness. Dr. Harris screamed as one of the shadows enveloped him, his body disintegrating before our eyes. We turned to run, but the shadows were everywhere, closing in on us. In my final moments, I realized the truth. The bunker was not just a place of horror, it was a gateway. The experiments had torn a hole in the fabric of reality, allowing these entities to enter our world. As the darkness consumed me, I could only hope that our story would serve as a warning. There are things in this world that should remain buried, secrets that should never be uncovered. I don't remember how I got out of there. The next thing I knew, I was lying on the edge of the forest. Disoriented, I made my way back to home, and I decided not to share this story with anyone because I knew that no one would believe me.